Hello, guys. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Oh, we got 80 in the chat room already. Excellent. Who do we got in the chat room? Can you guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up. 5x5. I love that. 5x5. Yeah, it's all cool, right? Crypto Nana in the house. She's always in the house. Hold on. Crypto Nana in the house. She's always in the house. Hold on. Crypto Nana in the house. She's always in the house. Hold on. Crypto Nana in the house. She's always in the house. Hold on. Crypto Nana in the house. She's always in the house. That was fun. Crypto Nana in the house. Always in the house. Sounds like a song, right? Crypto Nana. Um, I saw Crypto Nana said she's a riverboat gambler with her very. Bravo, bravo. Lisa, what's up? What's up? We got a whole bunch of cool people in the chat room. Thanks for coming in. I know a football game's on right now. I was just going to watch the 49er game because I live in the area. They're not my favorite team, but they're doing good this year. So I'm a bandwagon guy for the Niners this year. Hang on one second here. Yeah, absolute bandwagon. It's fun. It's a local team, and I know a lot of people who are very excited about the 49ers. But if you guys are watching, go. Who do I want to win? I'm not a fan of the Chiefs because they're a Raider rival. So there you go. I just want I don't care who wins. I want the Niners to win. The problem right now is that I'm on the end of week 2 of the cleanse, so no beer, no chicken wings. Juicing starts tomorrow. Crazy. Will I be in Salt Lake City next week with Bitcoin Ben? Absolutely. Amy and I are driving there, so I'm bringing all the gear. We're going to have music. We're going to have fun. We're going to have beer and chicken wings. Oh, my God. It's like right after the cleanse. Yeah, if you guys can make it, I'll be giving away some Road to Ruta coins, by the way. So, yeah, if you make it, you could get yourself a Road to Ruta coin. Salty Brewer, hey, thank you for the super chat. I forget about super chats. I get demonetized so much on YouTube these days that, yeah. I'll buy you a beer after the cleanse. That sounds good. That sounds good. Yes, I will be in Salt Lake City. Amy and I will be there. I'm going to make Amy bring her ukulele because it might be a smaller crowd. And I don't know if she'd get up in front of the crowd and play. She's awesome on the ukulele and singer. As a matter of fact, she's just chicken. I think she's moderating here. Yeah, you guys can talk her into the ukulele. I'm sure you could. What's up? Ultrasonic Chills, Ty S, Michael Cocking Mick, Wood Cooking Mick. That's quite a handle, my friend. Shamboni, Lisa and Nana, always in the house. What's the date of Salt Lake? Anybody know the date? It's the Thursday night. Or Thursday afternoon. It's like 2 to 7 or something like that. In Salt Lake City on not next Thursday, but the Thursday after. Wait, no. Yeah, the Thursday after. Somebody throw up the date of Salt Lake City. Amy, you know that. I think it's the 29th. I think... Somebody check. Yeah, Thursday the 30th. There you go. Chris Cart's saying 29. Come on, somebody with a calendar. All right, I just don't want to ramble today. There's a few things I want to talk about, but I want to mainly take your questions because there's been so much going on. It's crazy. Like crazy. Like we have a pro-gun rally that is happening in Virginia. That's why they demonetized my morning video. If you didn't know, they're shadow banning it as well. There's a pro-gun rally, and I was talking about it, so they gave me the boot. Yeah, it's got potential to blow up into anything, especially if the bad guys get in there and try to poke the bear, start a false flag or something. So, yeah, lots going on next week. We are at the Martin Armstrong Economic Confidence Model Turning Point. Today, actually. And that could manifest in all kinds of different things. With the world full of bubbles right now, I would assume by the end of the week, this coming week, we're going to see some stock market final jumps high and then start crashing down, or issues. But maybe not. It could be this whole thing with the gun stuff. If it does, I mean, the potential to get ugly is very high. Everybody's armed, for Christ's sake. And it's not a bad thing. The reality is everybody should be armed. And then we wouldn't have any more school shootings. I mean, the false flags are obvious, but what happens when they start going after the guns? Everybody buys a gun. So gun manufacturers are loving the Democrats. They are huge Democratic fans because every time there's some kind of shooting or false flag or a real shooting, the gun people will come out and jump up and down. And what happens? Gun sales go through the roof. So gun manufacturers love the Democrats. Absolutely. 100%. 30,000. What are you guys talking about? 30,000 plus. What, the price of very? If you didn't catch my discussion this morning, I am holding on to my very. It is a lottery ticket, and you usually lose the lottery. But I think there is something going on behind the scenes because it turns out that Reggie, the government froze the Veritasium coins. They did not. They are not giving them over to the guy, the law firm that's going to do the settlement of the fraud or whatever they charged him with. But they did send over. They are sending over the Ethereum and the Bitcoin that he raised in the ICO that was left. So which makes you wonder what the hell's going on. Why are they freezing Veritasium? And it's in the contract. It's in the agreement between Reggie that they will just freeze Veritasium in a wallet. I think that is a good sign for those people thinking, okay, what's going on here really? I have a few theories I'm going to share with the private room members. The biggest one to me, the thing that if you realize that during a collapse of the monetary system that most crypto companies will go under as well. You know, if there's a company attached to a crypto, it's not going to survive this monetary collapse, most likely. So having Reggie holding 98% of the Veritasium through his company Veritasium probably would not have been a good thing. Having the government in control of it, looking for a solution to the problem being these criminal exchanges, might be a really good thing that the government has the 98% of the Veritasium. Don't know. Those are just crazy theories. Crazy theories. Don't listen to Bix. Whatever you do. Obviously, I'm crackpot. Obviously. And speaking of crackpots, I hear Snippy and the boys, J Snip 4 and his buddies, JC and Dave, are thinking about a trip, an adventure for other people. Like, I think 9 people is what they were talking about. He made an announcement, just floating it out there, to his secret spot there in down in the Southwest. I am a huge fan of that because I went with him, and those guys are amazing. If they could put something together and offer it out to people, stand in line for that one. That would be really cool because they're really fun guys. And the JC and Dave are the spiritual leaders, obviously. And anybody who's met them is like, holy moly, these guys are just spiritual gurus. And then Snippy is, I mean, what would you do for a few days with Snippy? I would do a hell of a lot. He's so much fun, and he's so knowledgeable about this treasure hunting stuff. I was amazed. I was blown away. So yes, if that gets thrown together, and there's your commercial, boys, for your potential event. I would think there'd be a line out the door if there's just 9 people that will be invited. I don't know if they're going to do a lottery or how they're going to do that, and I don't know, but keep your eye open for that. I did want to say briefly that the silver short contract, Ted Butler's been all over it for a long time. They have not closed out their short yet, not even close. And the banksters usually do. Now, remember, if you look at the long-term price of silver since like May of 2019, silver was on an up run, just like that 45-degree angle when it went from $20 to $50. but this went from $14 all the way up to $19. And then we had the September 11th event in 2019 where all of a sudden the Fed goes, oh my God, what's going on? We have to bail out the repo market, and 500 billion has so far been put into the system, at least for this weekend. But I think it has to do absolutely with the silver, and that's when they slam the silver back down. So they're trying to maintain a short position that it's over 1 billion ounces held in less than 7 hands, probably the majority of it in 2 or 3 hands. And these are big monster, too big to fail banks. So within those 7, every dollar that silver goes up, they're going to lose $1 billion. Now, that's only if they sell it. Some of them have started to sell. And that's what Ted Butler's been tracking. And he's saying, if there's ever been a time for silver to break loose of these criminal banksters, it would be during this moment when the silver commercial short is at the largest ever. Because normally they'll just slam it down and play their game. But the people holding silver aren't selling this time. So it's getting kind of dicey for the banksters out there, which is good news for humanity. Freedom is right around the corner, I believe. And then, but what does that mean? You take out one of the too big to fail banks and you got economic chaos. That's all about how you put the system back together. Can you say Veritasium? Peer-to-peer exchanges, just like they were going to do for the stock market in the Jamaica stock market. Now that the government has the coins, I don't know if they worked out a deal, because legally Reggie theoretically still owns the coins, just the U.S. government took them and froze them. I don't know what's going on there, but it could be something big. So if you listen to all the psychics, it's something big. They're working together. But I don't know. I wouldn't bet the farm on it, but you always want to have a little bit of area in your pocket. All right. Let's take a look at. Wait a minute. What was I talking about? Also on Divvy, check out my interview with Bitcoin Ben and Jeff, the CEO of Divvy. And check out my second interview where, you think about it, it's like, I don't think it's a fraud at all, but I think the dreams are huge. You better start figuring out what the use case is and getting it solidified, because with a proof of stake masternode system, time is your enemy, because so many coins are accumulating in the staking area that could get dumped at any second. So yeah, you got to get that use case going. I wish them all the best of luck, and we'll see what happens with Divvy. I am not investing in Divvy. I did buy a node just to make sure that it worked, and it worked great. It is what they advertised, a one-click node setup, but the node is held on their servers or in the cloud, which they control. So yeah, it is centralized, absolutely 100%. It will never be a cryptocurrency because it is so centralized. But it as a company trying to, the things that he talked about he wanted to do, yeah, that could work. And that would be great for cryptos if it does work. That's the key. They gotta get something going to make it work. And they gotta solidify that use case and get all these lofty ambitions and do it and make it happen. All right? It does, at least they did, the white paper is very clear that they claim to be a cryptocurrency. Although when I talked to him, he says, no, here's what we're doing. They should probably change the white paper. Oh, the other thing I talked about in my second video that can get back, no, Veri is not a cryptocurrency. No. Cryptocurrency meaning it will be used as a currency. Veritasium is a software program facilitating peer-to-peer transactions, peer-to-peer capital transactions. But the key for, I would tell the Divvy guys, is to get a roadmap with solid dates, because that type of trust me type of situation with these lofty goals, it ain't going to fly for very long. So I know they don't want to throw something out there and miss it, but that's a red flag. So get anybody who knows those guys, get on them to make a roadmap with specific dates of when they're going to do this stuff. Otherwise, I'd stay far away from it. Hope that makes sense to everybody. Roadmap. And at some point you got to hold these guys accountable for and it's what I called my second video was Divi token, the crypto field of dreams. If you build it, they will come. Now in the movie, they built it and people came, and he didn't go bankrupt. So no, Crypto Nana, Litecoin's completely different. Litecoin is a cryptocurrency. It's trustless. Divi, you have to trust them that they're going to get this stuff done. You have to trust them for a lot of things. So trust is great as long as you can prove that they live up to what they're saying. That's just me. That's the way I look at things, and I am talking about dates, and they can make the date far in the future, but if the problem with not putting dates when you're a proof of stake coin based on the masternode thing is that many of them have gone belly up, and when it does go belly up, boom. If they don't hit their time frames and their ambition, you have a gigantic, literally a biblical flood of tokens that will hit the market, and that market can't take even a tiny pinprick of coins. So yes, I would say roadmap all the way. Still not investing in it, even if they had a roadmap. When they hit a couple of the goals on the roadmap, that way you can say, okay, they've done this, they've done that. I can believe in them. I can start investing. Before that, I'd stay away. But anyway, I know me and Crypto Nana. Well, Crypto Nana dates ensure no missing dates assures a dump. Missing what you're promising to people assures a dump. Dreams are great, but they are not something that you invest in until you have something concrete. So I get it. I get it that if they miss a date, it's going to get dumped and it will destroy the coin. But that's the reality of the game they're playing in is there's so many coins being created. There's 1.5 billion coins right now being created. 1.5 billion have already been created. By 2028, there'll be 5 billion coins, Divi coins created. And then it tails off at the end. By then, if they don't have anything, it's over. So, yeah, these guys are going to be held to a higher standard because of the way they set up their coin. Massive inflation in the beginning to get people in. All right, Crypto Nana, come on, bring it. We got to hang out again. Crypto Nana, I think you need to go to Salt Lake City, hang out with us. We'll have a good debate. We can get on stage and have this debate. Anyway, hey, meow, meow, kitty, poop. Thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Dick Allgaier is clearly deep state. No, I don't think Dick is deep state at all. I think Dick is being led by this guy, Michael, who is involved. I don't know if he's involved with the deep state. He just knows all about the deep state. And he doesn't think that anybody can move past the deep state control. Or he might be, that his people are telling him that. But I don't think Dick is deep state. I think he's stuck in this narrative of the past, and he doesn't think anything's going to change because he's been told that nothing's going to change. So that's what I think. Now, Dick's a good guy. He's not deep state. Maybe that channel is leaning more towards the sad, darker side, whereas Road to Ruta, wishes and rainbows, baby. But verify with facts. Crypto Nana, have you been in Salt Lake in January? I have. Actually, I have been in Salt Lake, but it was February and it was freezing and snowing, and I had to be outside. I was still a banker, and we were picking up a whole bunch of farm equipment from Horizon Dairy, the organic dairy. Amy, organic dairy. Yes, it is so cold, it's crazy, but it's beautiful. The air is as clear as can be, because it's Mormon country. They don't drink, they don't smoke. Yeah, this thing's going to be at a bar. The way they do their bars is like a membership type of thing. You have to be sponsored, or at least back when I went there, which was years and years ago. So, yeah. That's Tennessee Patriot. New satellite just activated and cut. DS communications worldwide. Yes, the U.S. Military is conducting some kind of a satellite something on the East Coast for the next 5 days, I think. It might have something to do with the Virginia gun rally. But yeah, the GPS, yeah, they're cutting GPS, which is weird because I don't know about that. I don't know about that because um, there's what are the planes? I don't know if planes use GPS or something more sophisticated, but yeah, that was it was I think it was an announcement or it might have been just a fake announcement by some of the conspiracy channels. I don't know. Jamming GPS, that would I mean, you think about all the things that rely on GPS now. Like aircraft and if they do, I don't know. I don't know. People get lost without their Google Maps, right? Bix, what do I think about flat Earth? I'm not a believer, and you do have to be a believer in flat Earth, just like you have to be a believer in round Earth. But I'm not a believer in the flat Earth. There are other things that can explain why your vision doesn't. You can look so far out. It's how your I would say it would be how your mind and your vision work in cahoots with each other, or what does gravity play on vision over lengths of time? And there's all kinds of things, but your eyes interpretation of what it sees could be all kinds of things. But I'm not a believer. I'm open to it. I wouldn't be sad if it. There's obviously it opens a vast amount of questions. A lot of the stuff they say about the way the planets move can be changed if you look at a different way that the sun is moving around the Milky Way galaxy and all the planets are actually spiraling behind the sun and being pulled by, which solves a lot of that flat Earth stuff. So, just not a fan of the people either. Truthfully, they're adamant, crazy. Not crazy about their theories. They're crazy about pushing their ideas. And Cliff has some information that shows it was a government began that discussion of flat Earth. So, and he went through all the ballistic calculations over a certain amount of miles and how that would only work with a flat Earth or something like that. But it truthfully, anything is possible these days. But I don't buy it. I do think they faked the Earth landing or the moon landing, but I also believe we have colonized the backside of the moon and we've been to Mars and we've been to planets. And because I've seen the spacecraft with my night vision goggles, I've seen it for myself. So there's one thing we can all agree on, and I talked about this yesterday, I think, is that our government has been lying to us about everything. Everything. And if we want to save our country, we need to open the kimono and tell the humanity the truth. Will BSV rise again? Oh, I heard Craig Wright is not going to make his deadline he gave himself for February 3rd to prove he's... Surprise, surprise. Guess who sold all his BSV during the pump and dump? Craig Wright. I'll guarantee you. So, yeah, vaccines are lies. Everything's a lie out there. All right, let's take a look at some questions from the chat room. Hey Bix, does the new logo for Stellar look like the symbol from the Economist magazine of the Phoenix? I don't know. I haven't seen it. Speaking of the Economist magazine, though, I know I have been negligent in putting out my full analysis of the cover. It's a vision chart, but it's really one of those word scramble games that you circle, and there are some great words in there, and some great. I think the best one is see. I'm not going to say it because it'll give away one of my best ones. So I will come out with either I was going to write a long paper, but truthfully, YouTube these days. I mean, video, not YouTube. Video is better for me because I don't have the patience to write down anymore. All I used to do was write articles, and now it's just videos because I don't have the patience. It takes longer to write stuff down. So I'll probably make a video of it and put it on the private road. So, but I love analyzing the Economist magazines, and there is a lot there and some really cool stuff related to cryptos. So, all right. Manuel says, what do I use Litecoin to buy and use it daily? I wouldn't use Litecoin right now. I would save my Litecoin until the use case is not needed right now because we have the old fiat system, right? If you use your Litecoin, you're going to want to replenish your Litecoin. That's fine. You can get used to using Litecoin. You can use it on credit cards and all that. I don't think BitPay. There are credit cards that you can convert cryptos over, and it's not as hard as people think. It's just a hassle because the old system's still in place. When the old system leaves and is done and is kicked out the front door, yeah, the use case for Litecoin will be very apparent to humanity. Right? Everybody get that? Okay. And in a crash, in an economic crash, obviously, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, all decentralized, not relying on anybody or anything, all will be there after the crash. Whereas crypto companies, 50-50. Will they survive the crash? What will the adoption look like after the crash? Is there further development that's needed? Like for Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, there's no further development needed. It's happening, but it's not needed. From Doug C. Hey, Bix, Jeffrey Tabak brokering a deal, ? Was he an SEC plant informer at Very? Jeffrey Tabak, I think, was working for the good guys. That was my original take. He goes back to the Reagan days. He is a computer trading expert from the 1980s, and there weren't many. I used to work for one, actually, a guy named Blair Hall. And he started Hull Trading and ended up selling it to Goldman Sachs. Yeah, Tabak, I think was working with the good guys. I don't know for the SEC. SEC's a bunch of idiots. But the people who are telling the SEC what to do are not. So, yeah, the good guys, I think Tabak may be highly involved in, if Very gets implemented after the crash. And that could be whenever the crash happens. Could be a couple years from now that we sit on this Very. I don't know. But I think Tabak will be involved in that. A lot of the remote viewing guys and the psychics are seeing Tabak as the guy pushing it forward, and then Reggie going off doing other stuff, which would be good for Reggie. Paulie P in the house. Paulie P, the sky is falling. The sky is falling. He must be on the cleanse. Are you still on it, Paulie P? Of course you are. You better be. Yeah, Paulie's making juice next week. I think that's easier than maybe not. He uses a nut bag, I think, which is a classic name, a nut bag out of the back of his truck, but to make his juice. But yeah, next week is Juice Week, Paulie P. Get ready for that. That's when you get really skinny and sexy. I know Paulie P is already sexy. Everybody says that. All right, Michael Klein. Hi, Michael. Hi, Bix. Do you know why Cliff Snit is not talking maybe about crypto anymore? Looks like he totally abandoned the subject. Yes, I do know why. The SEC was trying to draw him into all these cases, and as expert witness, and to take people down and stuff like that, and going after him about what was your involvement with this. He just said, "Screw this. I'm out. SEC. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help anybody. I'm out." So that's what he did, and it didn't interest him anymore. So he said, "Good luck, guys." Voila. He's out. It's not because he doesn't like cryptos, of course. He does. He sees it as our future. He just doesn't want to get stuck in the muck. And there's a hell of a lot of muck in cryptos, as you guys know. All right. Let's see here. Lucas Hake. LTC bag holders. Well, you gave away your position right away. LTC bag holders will get wrecked. Please look at other alternatives, people. Just buy the QQQ. But not hold LTC or at least hedge. Yeah, you can play in the derivative market. Real brilliant there, Lucas. Real brilliant. Go for it. We'll see how you do after the crash. All right. AD, don't think we will regret Theta. I have a lot of hope for it. I have a lot of hope for Theta, too. It's the right coin at the right time after the crash. Yes, it would be centralized. To a point, because they're still developing the technology. But things will go on after the crash. JC in the house. Okay. Oh, it must be about my commercial. Bix, FYI, Joe says he will probably be ready to go public with this Wednesday. We will keep you posted. Keep on the down low for now. It's a secret. Oops. Hey, I was on. Everybody got the Patreon post. Anyway, nothing's happening here. Nothing's happening in the desert. Oh, good times, my friends. Hi, JC. How you doing, bud? Love you. Love you. Hope to see you soon. All right, what else we got? Any craziness out there? Blackjack Reward said, what is happening to Karen Hudis? She could use the cleanse. I don't know. I haven't seen her videos in a long time. I just figured she was part of the bad guys' operation. Working. Her solution was a World Bank solution. That's bad news. Bad news. Hey, Amy, I'll talk about you in a second. But Karen Hudis, bad news. She started like everybody's. Oh yeah, she worked at the World Bank. Was a lawyer. She must know. She's working again. And what's the solution? Let's go to the IMF. Are you kidding me? Amy said I can't keep a secret. Are you kidding me? I can. I didn't know it was a secret. He didn't tell me it was a secret. He told everybody on Patreon. Of course, it was going to get out. People were talking about it in the YouTube chat rooms. Anyway, sorry. Jean-Claude, it's okay. Phew! I get invited back at some point. Someday. Magic on the mountain. All right. Bix, what do you think of XRP? EXRP. And where it's going and what they're going to use for it. I think XRP will die a sad death because it is so dependent upon the banks being banks. The banks being in business, the banks continuing to function, and banks knowing banks, even if the banks stay in business, they're going to invent something better than XRP and keep it within their own business model, which I think JP Morgan has already started doing. So I don't see anything good about XRP Ripple. So I know they hire a handful of trolls, not a handful, an army of trolls out there, the XRP trolls. So look out for them. And I'm not a fan. Never have been. How high the repo? Right now it's at 500. Well, the way I count it is the repo, the overnight repo, the term repo that hasn't expired yet, and then the POMOs, which is the permanent operations, which they're doing $60 billion a month. Right now, in order for the banks to open up on Monday, they had to loan the banksters $500 billion for the weekend, and it's growing. It'll grow a lot more as we near the end of the quarter. So, yeah. We'll see. All right. Trump is praising and promoting banks. They're going higher. Yeah. Trump had I think it was a one-on-one meeting with Jamie Dimon right after their earnings call. Who knows? You got the DOJ, got them on half their trading arm of their gold and silver traders up on RICO charges, racketeering charges. There's so much going on in the background. Yeah, don't you wish you were a fly on the wall of the behind-the-scenes good guys? I wish I was. But the battles are going on, and we'll see what happens. I don't know how it's all going to end up. Someone said, what's going on in Virginia? Yeah, my thoughts on Virginia, I kind of thought about it. I said something about it, I think, at the beginning of this. But, yeah, a whole lot of potential for craziness to hit, especially if George Soros hires a couple of those Antifa guys to run around and start shooting people pretending they're protesters. And just so much could go wrong there. And my solution would be everybody walk around with guns. Ultimately, that's how it will end up. If you want to stop school shootings and all that, arm the teachers. I know it sounds crazy, but if everybody had a gun in a movie theater, no one would shoot anybody because they know they'd be taken out in 30 seconds. So, I don't know. yeah, it's a high possibility of a false flag, especially what's going on with the Democratic Party and how they're not going to get anybody in. A lot of talk about the Democratic Party getting so screwed up going into their whatever they call it, the place where they decide who's they're going to choose to run, that they're going to pick Hillary. I think that would be the most ridiculous thing ever. But hey, they got nobody else, right? Do they have anybody else? No, nobody. So why not pick Bill? If you're going to go for Hillary, why not pick? Can Bill do it again? Probably not. I don't even know if they're alive, truthfully. I have no idea. I don't think they are. If they are alive, they'd be in Gitmo by now. The convention, yes, the Democratic convention. Thank you, guys. I had a brain cloud. Brain cloud. And you shouldn't have brain clouds when you're 2 weeks sober, 2 weeks no caffeine, 2 weeks eating raw food, 2 weeks eating raw smoothie, on to juice. I feel actually really good. Powerful. Mentally powerful. That's how I'm figuring out all this very stuff behind the scenes. But no, I won't sell my very, even if it goes to zero, I'll hang on to it because it's the right thing to do. Not to sell it, but it was the right solution to the biggest problem that we have everywhere is the rehypothecation of assets on the exchanges and the criminality of lying, cheating, stealing, and high-frequency trading on the exchanges. That is the problem. And that goes with crypto exchanges, the gold and silver exchanges, the U.S. stock market, the bond market, everything. And Veritasium is a solution to that problem. If the good guys win, if the old system crashes, Veritasium will be just sitting there in the government hands saying, use me, use me, use me to fix the system. So, just buy Bitcoin. Everything else is just wrecked. I wouldn't say that. And Bitcoin, what, to be under the control of the core developers and the people that control them? I don't know. I like Bitcoin Cash better. Yeah, it's controlled by Chinese miners, but they're still operating in China, which means they're on the government's good side, which means China's probably going to use Bitcoin Cash in a hell of a lot more open fashion in the coming years, I think. Yeah, that's my take. Is not a very sad tale yet. There is a hope. Hope and a prayer. And one of the clues that something else is going on is the fact that they did not transfer the Veritasium from the SEC to, after they confiscated it, to the law firm to be sold and liquidated. They did the Bitcoin and they did the Ethereum. And Reggie Middleton, you think Reggie would bend over so much and take it the way that the SEC gave it to him without a fight? Something else is going on. So I'm hanging on. Yeah, Veritasium is a lottery ticket, 100%. Most lotteries, you end up getting zero. That's pretty much, if you're going to buy Veri, you got to expect getting zero. But if Veri does what I think it could do, which is fix the old system, then everybody who owns Veri wins the mega jackpot, in my opinion. Ken Stouffer, thank you for the $4. Super chat. Awesome. Yeah, I need super chats these days because I'm getting demonetized. Can't talk about the Virginia gun rally. You can't talk about silver. You can't talk about REAP. There's nothing much you can talk about anymore on YouTube. So sad. And so I put out a video on who actually invented YouTube. A guy named Mark Collins Rector. What a name for that guy. Rector. Perfect name for him. Anyway. AD, set up a greenhouse. Yeah, get your greenhouse going. Weather's changing, and you might have to get mobile at some point. It's kind of one of the reasons I don't own a house now at the moment. I did at some time, but I don't own a house because I don't know where I want to be. And being mobile, I'm looking at some mobile homes. That's my big gift to myself. If, say, Veri gets used by the government, I'll be buying a mobile home and retiring in a mobile car. Crypto Nana's throwing me $19.99 even after we fought. Aw, she's so sweet. Thank you, Nana. You're a sweetheart. I know. I can't help being me. My mouth just runs wild. Jay Snip bought a golf cart. I know. He had a mobile home. Then he sold it, I think. He sold it because he wasn't using it as much as he thought he would, which is the case for everybody who gets a mobile home. But I treat it like a mobile home, as in I'm taking my home with me because I'm just renting a house now. Anyway, all right, 40-foot fifth wheels are here. No, I got my sights on the coolest mobile home ever, but it's way out of my price range. Unless one of these cryptos just goes hog wild. Um, yeah, 4-wheel drive, it's the sweetest thing I've ever seen. Except they keep inventing new ones too. Uh, Bix, will you be claiming your ring coins with your Litecoin Cash? I don't even know what ring coins are. I haven't been watching Litecoin Cash. I think I made a mistake on Litecoin Cash. Not that it wasn't good developers or anything like that. I think my mistake was knowing that the powers that be held the most Litecoin. They didn't want Litecoin Cash to happen, so they can sell all their Litecoin Cash and suppress the price, even though they don't need Litecoin Cash to suppress the price on these criminal exchanges. So, yeah, Litecoin Cash. Yeah, if there's something I can claim, I didn't sell any of it. I just sat with it. It was worth a lot at one point, but that was because they thought it would be like Bitcoin Cash. But the reality is, it got manipulated lower, and haven't seen. Yeah, Earth Roamer, exactly. That Earth Roamer is the one I want if I ever get rich. See this picture right behind me? That's me on a motorcycle. I'd be on an Earth Roamer. All right. Let's see what else. What else? You guys got any other questions? I do have a 49er game to watch. Litecoin Cash is clearly a scammy shitcoin. I'm not sure why you say that, but yeah, do enlighten us. Dying of laughter about manipulating lower. Do enlighten us, Thomas Handcar. What is your expert knowledge on why Litecoin Cash is a shitcoin? Thank you. Otherwise, shut the pluck up. I think Earth Roamers are above $500,000. I know. Actually, the new one is like $1.5 million. But it's so cool. Yeah, if I had like money just to throw anywhere, yeah, that's where I'd throw it. It is the new Earth Roamer. It's like it's like living in a house that can go anywhere. Anywhere. Yeah. If anybody gets rich off Very and you want to get me a present because you're a multi-trillionaire, give me an Earth Roamer. Okay, let's see. Do I like Veritas TV? Yeah, those guys are cool. Is that the Veritas guy? There's so many Veritases. There's Veritasium. There's Veritas Radio, Mel Fabregas, which is awesome. And there's Veritas TV. Is that the guys who are like undercover at like CNN and stuff like that? Those guys are great. Absolutely. John, hey, thank you for the $20 from Malibu to all of you, for all you do. Thank you so much. Met in KC at Ben's Meetup. Awesome, John. Hey, is there anybody out there going to Salt Lake City on the 29th or 30th? Thursday. Anybody out there going to Salt Lake City? That's going to be a hoot. Wait, Amy's yelling. Yes, Amy. I don't know what she's yelling about. Oh, the 30th. She's like, it's the 30th. It's not the 29th. It is Thursday the 30th. Monday night, Tuesday. Is it? Or is it Wednesday? Somebody look on Bitcoin Ben's channel. Oh, my God. We don't even know when we're supposed to be there. Let's see. We'll be in... No, I think it's the Wednesday. I think it's the 29th. Anyway, check out Bitcoin Ben's channel. Hey, anybody going to Salt Lake City, make sure you go because I won't be there. I'll be there on a different day. How's that? No, I think it's Wednesday, the 29th. But Bitcoin Ben's channel. Can somebody out there look on Bitcoin Ben, bitcoinben.io under you want to say hi to Bitcoin Ben? Yeah. All right. Ultrasonic Chills will be there. Sweet. Wife and I will be in Salt Lake on the 29th. I thought it was the 29th. Ben says the 29th. Yes, 29th. Absolutely. Check it out on the Litecoin app. That's right. Everybody download the Litecoin app. There's a Litecoin app. It's pretty cool. I use it on my phone, except my phone is in use. Yeah, Litecoin app. The meetup is there. Yes, we will be singing. Yes, we will be eating. Oh, eating food, chicken wings and beer. Oh, I'm so excited. Amy's gonna be drinking beer and eating chicken wings with me. She's when we go off this cleanse, I literally go off the cleanse. Amy pretty much lives the same way. Um, nah, but yeah, she likes her cocktails as well. Arcane Bear loves Monero. I like Monero too, although Monero might be in a little hot seat in the transition because governments don't like it, and that there's pros and cons to being a privacy coin. The government doesn't, the government can't see you, but the government doesn't like it, so they'll put more and more energy into tracking down people who own Monero. Obviously, I can't own Monero because I'm a little public. If I say I own Monero, you'll hear a knock on the door and they'll say, "Oh, you own Monero. You're under arrest." I don't think it'll get that bad. I think truth and freedom will rule the day in the future. But that's just me. Let's see. Crypto Nana, PPT, PPP, and Salt. I don't know. They've all been destroyed. We can all blame Chris Giancarlo and Trump and Steve Mnuchin for the destruction of the crypto market. And we can also blame the people behind Tether, Bitfinex, and Binance, the crypto cabal, as I call them, for running the price up so much. Most likely they also crashed it. And the crashing, the run-up was the real problem. The crashing was a consequence of the run-up and a consequence of the government coming in and destroying really good businesses that were working hard. As far as Salt, the company's up and running and doing well. They did just what they said they would do. Just nobody's taking out crypto loans right now. As far as PPT and PayPal, I don't have any updates for you. PPT's up and running. PayPal's, I think they're all up and running. It's just they're getting no love. Now remember, when the craziness was happening, it wasn't physical cash that was going into all these cryptos. It was people selling Bitcoin to buy more PPT. It was like anything you threw money at was going up. So the availability of cryptos, people who made money in Ethereum and Litecoin and Bitcoin were trying to spread it out. And so the price, and they were so illiquid, you had 100, 200% jumps. So it was a valuation craziness, valuation bubble. We'll get there again at some time. And the companies that do well should do well, especially after the crash, if we do go to a crypto system, as many people believe we do. So where do we buy Theta? It used to be on Binance. I think it's still on Binance, but I don't know if U.S. people can get it. Does anybody know a good place to buy Theta? If you go to CoinMarketCap and you go down right next to the graphs and charts, it shows which exchanges it's traded on. But make sure you can pull it off. So the first thing you want to do when you're buying any coin on any exchange, especially Veritasium, is make sure that you go to the area it shows withdrawals and you can make withdrawals. And most of them have limits on how much you can withdraw. As far as Veritasium on Mercatox, I recommend Fork Delta, but you can also get it on Mercatox. On Mercatox, you can only withdraw 50 Veri per withdrawal. So you got to do a whole bunch of withdrawals if you have more than 50 Veri, and up to, I think, 2 Bitcoins worth per day or something like that for you rich people. But the key is you got to make sure that you can withdraw it. And at Mercatox, sometimes you can get it out, but sometimes it's down for maintenance. So yeah, all these exchanges will be going away soon. So make sure you get your cryptos off the exchanges. All right, where are we? Roy, my biggest crypto worry, they're running energy prices so high the mining will cost money. Well, there's a few things about that. First of all, our current system uses a hell of a lot more energy. Our current banking system, our current financial system uses a hell of a lot more energy than the cryptos do. You look at all the banks around there and all that. Yes, and they cause a hell of a lot more wars. There's give and take for everything. But then we get into what is the future of energy. There's so many cheap, even free energy ways to make energy back from the Tesla days. All that's going to change. That's not going to be a problem going forward, in my opinion. The energy won't be a problem because the energy will be pretty much free. It should have been free this whole time. Yes, you can extract hydrogen out of water and all the 0 point energy stuff. And yeah, the world's going to change when the old system goes away. Gate IO for Theta. Yep, any exchange, be careful. Be really careful. Like really careful. All right, what else we got? Not your keys, not your cryptos. Ken, absolutely. Say it again. Keep saying it over and over. I try to do it. I've been saying it since day one. I learned that in the silver world. If you don't hold your physical metal, you ain't going to get it back. Those people holding it in a retirement fund because I can't keep physical metal at my house, then you don't want your silver because those places won't survive any kind of crash. Like Lisa, what is Caleb and Brown? Caleb and Brown is a brokerage house out of Australia that does crypto brokerage. Kind of like our friends down at Perpetual Assets, Will Lair and Gus. They'll buy cryptos for you as well. Most of them have a higher threshold, I think $10,000 worth, but they'll do it safely and securely. If you got a lot of money, you want to get into cryptos, and you're not quite sure how to do it, talk to guys like that. Will Lair Perpetual Assets is the guy I use, and he's awesome, and he's cool, and he can also set you up with a self-directed IRA. So look it up, check it out. All right, what is the WebBot data on Kin? I don't know. That'd be interesting. Cliff's not running the WebBot. Originally, it was good, but he's not running the bots anymore because of all the censorship that takes place. He doesn't get accurate information anymore. But he's trying to figure out ways around that. All right, Crypto Nana, what is the advantage and safety of what? What are you talking about, young lady? Anyway. Let's see. Any WebBot data on Trump post 2021? I don't think so. But most people have Trump winning if we have an election. That's the question. I can give you 10 scenarios we don't have an election. And if things stay the same and we do have an election and Trump wins, I think the Democrats are going to go absolutely off the charts. Crazy. Crypto Nana, what's the advantage and safety of Caleb and Brown? Nothing. Caleb and Brown is just a brokerage house. They'll buy it for you. If you don't know how to buy cryptos, you could go to Caleb and Brown, and I don't know what they charge or anything. Or you can go to Perpetual Assets, my choice. Call Will Lair. Say, Bix told me to call you. PerpetualAssets.com. I'd give you the number, but go online, you'll find it. Chris Card, I met Will Lair. Isn't he cool? He's going to be down in Acapulco. Hey, Lisa's going to be down in Acapulco too, huh? It's going to be a blast. In Acapulco, here we come. In Acapulco, here we come. Gonna rise against the man. Gonna tear down what we can. It's the way. Rock and roll, baby. I will have another Friday roadshow concert coming up. That was fun last time we did it, the Friday happy hour concert. I had a blast, and I think people liked it. So I don't know when. I'm practicing. I'm trying to get back into the guitar because I got a show coming up, so I'm practicing a lot. And I got the speakers cranked up, and Amy's like, it's 11 o'clock. You're waking up the neighbors. So, yeah. Lisa, yeah, Acapulco. I'll be in bikini weather by then. All right. This is it. We're getting on to an hour. Thank you guys for chiming in today. Go 49ers. And just be careful out there. Everybody, it's getting a little nuts. It's only going to get worse. And keep an eye on Deutsche Bank. Yep. The bailouts are really for the hedge funds right now. I think the hedge funds are tapping into the repo market through JP Morgan and Citibank. It's really for everybody. But the hedge fund, I hear like 700 $700 trillion is in play right now if they don't bail out the banks, which is the derivative market. So it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary out there. So you guys take care. Go 49ers, and I'll talk to you later.